Everyone wants more money, but most of us weren't taught how to create an abundant life. That's where the law of attraction, manifesting success stories show comes in. If you are ready to have more money, create more freedom, and experience more fun, turn the volume up. It's time to learn how to create the prosperity and life you have been dreaming of. Here's your host, Cassie Parks.
Hello and welcome to this episode. I am your host, Cassie Parks, and I am back with Mia for her 14th interview. Welcome, Mia.
Wow, Cassie, I can't even believe 14. Yeah.
I know.
Wow.
Oh, it's been so awesome. And I'm especially excited to talk to you today because you have some fun news and also LOA stories that go along with that fun news. So what's awesome?
Our new German Shepherd puppy is so awesome. She's just a little more than 12 weeks old, and we've had her for a little more than 4 weeks, and she's just the sweetest thing most of the time.
She's still a puppy.
Yes, she sure is.
Which I love it. I think puppies, babies, kids, they're all, to teach us and take us to that next growth level with different lessons that we need to learn.
You said it. They teach us. They teach us everything. I swear, every time we get a puppy, I say to myself, "This is the last one. We're going to get a grown dog from here on out because we're just getting a little too old for this." But it's so great, But it really does. It really does take some effort, as they say.
Yes. That's awesome. Well, tell us, because this wasn't really in the plan. So there's so many LOA and so much growth that happen in this little new adventure that you have.
Yeah. Trace and I, we've always had 2 dogs together, a German Shepherd and a German Short-Hair Pointer. Uh-huh. And, as we've been together for a good long time, 18, almost going on 20 years now, we've had a few dogs because they only live so long. And right before Christmas, our German Shepherd, Skylar, who's 9 years old, was not feeling well, obviously, took her to the vet, and they found some blood in her abdomen. So she was bleeding internally. So we took her to the emergency vet because we needed a surgeon to be on hand and all that, and somebody who could read sonograms and all that. And news was bad. She had a pretty aggressive tumor on her spleen, and the prognosis was very, very poor. 1 to 6 months with removing her spleen, chemotherapy, on and on. So Trace and I had a real difficult decision to make. It wasn't like we didn't have the money to do it. But we also considered Skylar and what kind of life she was going to have. The docs were great. They let us had some time to discuss it, and we had our tears and things, and we decided it was time to let her go. So we let her go. And it was right before Christmas, literally the 23rd. So it was a really sad time, but one of the best things I've learned in the Enchanted Circle is to feel emotions fully and well. Mm-hmm. And both Trace and I were able to cycle through so many emotions, from grief to guilt for having to, actually say, yes, let's put her down, to a little bit of anger that, our vet didn't catch this earlier because she'd been doing, not so well for a couple of months, to just a whole host of things. And there was tears, and there was good memories too, because there was a lot of happiness in her life. She brought us so much. But we were able to move through these emotions, and it was a hard time, but it was also a happy time, a sad time, everything that you can imagine. And when we started to come through to the other side of it, I started making a list, and I told Tracy I'm going to make a list of all the things that we love about Skylar. Because that's another thing that I've learned from Cassie. When you're in a sort of a funk about something, well, make a list of something that pertains to it. So all of the things that we loved about Skylar. So I kept it on my iPhone, and every time we came up with something, we put it in there. And Trace was coming to the realization that she couldn't be without a dog. She really needed a dog. And she was spending, between grieving times, 24/7 looking for puppy. We had adopted Skylar through a German Shepherd rescue, and she was checking all the things. One of the things that's happened with COVID is a lot of people have decided they want dogs.
Yeah.
But very hard to find a dog. But anyway, she was looking. We were continuing to grieve and feel our feelings, although we had moved through them. It was feeling good. It was feeling like we were coming through to the other side. And boom, Tracy finds this YouTube video of a breeder in Manteca, which is about 2 hours from where we live. 2 black German Shepherd puppies, playing with them on the video, blah, blah. These dogs are available and la, la, la. And wow, look at those dogs. They're awesome. Yes, let's call her right now. And we called her, and it turns out, somebody had lost their job, and they had, their deposit in, but they couldn't go through with it. And so they had these last 2 females available. And we knew from the video what one we wanted right away, just from her whole countenance, the way she carried herself, the way she played, the way she was independent. And we went out to see her, and just, it was our dog. There's just no doubt about it. So we come home with this little 7.5-week-old puppy. And we just get all set up, introducing to, our 6-year-old pointer. And it's just been such a wonderful thing. And nothing short of a miracle, really, except for, of course it was going to happen. Right. I kept telling Tracy, of course this is going to happen. Of course this is our dog. Because she was almost in disbelief. And when she's really good with technical stuff. And she tried to track back how she even found this breeder on her computer.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it. She doesn't know how that YouTube video came up. Because she had so many things, that she was looking at, trying to find a dog. She couldn't find it. And I said, well, the universe sent it right to us. It sent the video, it sent it. And we actually went out there that very next day. The woman said, the breeder said, hey, I'm available tomorrow. I'm also available Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but we'll come tomorrow. And we went, got our dog, came home, stopped at the pet store, got some things that we didn't, since we have dogs, we have a lot of stuff, but we needed a couple of things for a puppy. And sure enough, Tracy checked the next day, and the other dog was gone too. So if we'd have waited,
right,
well, we never would have had her. So it was the being able to believe that this was all put right in front of us for a reason. We had moved through our feelings very well. Not that we still don't have feelings,
right,
but they're much softer and much easier to get through. And it's been great. It's been crazy, because puppies are always crazy, but it's been a really good crazy, and everything is moving along really nicely. It's been a little over 4 weeks now that we've had her, and she's made so much progress and gone from under 15 pounds to almost 27. I mean,
it's amazing.
It's amazing. Yeah, really amazing.
Oh, that's so awesome. And I remember when you shared this story on the call about how she came into your life, that, you said, we weren't ready, but it's just keep moving forward. And so you talk a little bit about, or we weren't perfectly ready or didn't have everything, but just keeping going.
Yeah, because I could really feel the pull. As soon as Tracy showed me the YouTube video, I said, "Oh my God, that Hattie is going to be the one." And we need to act on this. And it's not like we didn't have questions, how is our other dog Luna going to react and so on. But we'd already kind of decided a younger dog was going to be better for her to get used to. So we believed, and we went. We just went forward and kept moving forward, and it's you feel a pull. I mean, it's not just that, wow, this seems like everything's so right, almost too right. You feel a real pull. And I think I was even more pulled than Tracy, even though Tracy really wanted a dog right away. I felt like I was more pulled. although she loved this dog so much, but
Mhm.
she was like, can this be right? Can this be right? It's like, it's right. Oh, honey, it's right.
Yeah.
So definitely, and we've had, since we walk our dogs in our neighborhood, and, after a while, people see you only walking one dog.
Right.
And they say, what happened to your other dog? And you have to tell the story. And so many people that we talk to, a few people that we talk to, everybody knows that feeling of having to let go of an animal at some point, even if it's from their childhood. But some people that we talk to weren't ever able to get another animal, either a cat or a dog, because it was so hard.
Yeah.
And you can just see how they still haven't moved through their grief and all the other feelings of having to let an animal go. And you just feel for them, but there isn't anything. You have to move through that stuff,
Right.
or you can't move on. You can't move on. So, a real lightning bolt of a lesson, for sure. I mean, it's happened over a period of weeks, but when it happened, it was like boom. And if you're paying attention, it just keeps coming, and you can keep moving forward. So
that's awesome. I love it. What would you say was the biggest, did you lean on trust? Was it just like you've learned to honor that pull? What was the biggest thing that you've learned, or law of attraction, that you felt like, oh, I got that. Like, I got this. I know this is working. Was it that pull?
It's the pull, and it's also really understanding evidence. So having that YouTube video come up and seeing these two beautiful pups, and I mean, it basically wasn't believable that every other breeder is months out. People have, their deposits in, they're months out, and this is a really good breeder. It's a Czechoslovakian line, breeds a lot for search at dogs and working dogs. And Tracy checked out the mother and the father, just two really, really great dogs. And it, rather than shaking your head and, going, you just go, wow, that's evidence,
Yeah.
and you let it pull you, rather than going, kind of pulling back and going, I can't almost believe this. You just say, that's evidence. Wow.
Yeah.
And you go, and you let that, be your guide, and there's a path there full of it, so yeah, it's believing, it's trusting, and it's understanding the evidence when it comes up.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love that. And of course you, I want to make sure we hit on this a second time, but it's that feeling your feelings and being willing, because had you sort of only been half doing it or not really doing it, you might not have been ready when she showed up. So right there in that, like, because there was really like a window, she was yours, right?
Yeah, there was no way we would have been ready. And that's the other thing. You tell the story to people who aren't in the enchanted circle, or who don't understand law of attraction, and they go, you already got another dog? You already got another dog? Oh my God, how'd you do that? And didn't you want to wait a while? We didn't need to wait a while.
Right.
We were resolved enough on our emotions, our sadness and our grief. It's not like they aren't there, it's still there, but we were resolved enough. And we were ready. We were ready to receive. And a lot of people can't be ready to receive like that. And so it's unbelievable to them, or they think, man, did you even care about that other dog? Did you care about it? And that's not what happened. But it's hard to explain to people who don't understand,
Right. Yeah. It's hard to, right. Because it's hard to just say, well, we just really felt our feelings, and we let them all flow through us, and for a couple of days, and now we're good.
Yeah. And, that's exactly what I tell people, but I don't, no, it goes
right. Like,
people said only people in the enchanted circle could get that, when I was on the call talking about it in the enchanted circle, everybody got it, everybody got it right away. But almost 99% of everybody else is just like, it's like, you didn't even feel your feelings. I'm sure you didn't. But if you really do, I can't tell you how many tears and how much hugging and we'd come to each other, and one person would be okay for a little bit, and the other person would be, here's what I'm feeling right now, and the other person was there to hold and just, it's okay. This is normal. Keep coming, and just let it be that way. And it's not an easy thing to do around Christmas. It's not an easy thing to do anytime, just to all of a sudden break out in tears or, right. But it was so healing and so right.
Yeah.
So it was really good.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. And you've been having some adventures with this puppy. Tell us about the most recent one.
The most recent one was Sunday. So we have an exercise pen for her that we keep her in most of the time so she can see us and be with us, but she isn't biting us with puppy teeth all the time or biting our other dog with puppy teeth all the time or what have you. And so she's been really good lately, and we've been, able to play with her and kind of wear her out and get her tired. And so Tracy was coming for a walk with me and Luna, our other dog, kind of a rarity because usually one of us is always with her. And so we're out for a walk. We go for about a mile or so, and we get maybe a third of the way into the thing. And I've been telling you that, you were watching me turn lights on and off with my phone before we actually got on the interview. Tracy's quite a techie, so she's got cameras all over. So she could see the puppy, and she said, "Oh, Mia, the puppy is digging on the carpet." So we have in our living room, we have kind of this octagonal area where there's carpet and then there's hardwood around it. And of course the dog's on the carpet, but she can kind of now move the X pen. And so she's been digging and moving the X pen, getting it closer to the hardwood. And she's, trying to both dig up the carpet and chew on the hardwood. And so she sees this and says, uh-oh. And so I say, well, I'm going to run back with Luna and I'll get her to stop and you catch up with us. So I take off with Luna, and I normally don't run with Luna because Luna is prey oriented. She sees a cat or a squirrel and, I'm going to get tripped up or what have you. But she was great. We ran, it was a little more than a half mile, ran at like full pace all the way back, and I get inside and everything's fine. She moved the X pen, but she hadn't done any damage, And so I let Tracy know, on the phone, and she said, well, why don't you come and join me? And so I thought, oh, this will be great. I'll take Luna with me and I'll take the puppy with me. That was the wrong decision. Wrong decision. And so I start heading out, and the puppy can't walk too far. She's pretty young, but I knew Tracy was coming this way. Well, Tracy met a few other people along the way that maybe hadn't heard the full story or hadn't seen Tracy walking. So she was talking with them. So she was waylaid. Meanwhile, I'm standing out about a block away from our house with the dog, with puppy and my dog. And there's like another dog is barking and the puppy gets nervous. So we start to head back to the house. Okay, I'll just wait for Tracy at the house. This is a bad idea. So I open the garage door to go in, and normally my dog just goes right in, no problem, and waits for me to take her leash off. Well, this time she didn't do that. She took off down the driveway in the other direction. So here I am with the puppy. My dog's loose with the leash on her, running. I'm calling her, and she runs up our dead end street, and I think, okay, I'm going to be able to catch her when she comes back down. She's a pointer. She runs really fast. And she just ran right by me. And meanwhile, the puppy wraps her leash around my legs and trips me up. So I run down. And just about this time, Tracy's coming around the corner. She sees Luna running up the other street, and me on the ground with the puppy. And she's like, what happened? Oh my God. So it's craziness. And she's starting the truck. She takes the puppy and she's starting our truck to go look for Luna. And I see Luna go into a multi-unit that's kind of behind our house, up another street behind our house. And I think, okay, I'm going to head up there. And I see her come out onto the street. And I say, Luna, come here. And she runs to me. She's like running. She runs really fast. And I try to stop her. I can't stop her, but she only goes maybe 6 feet beyond me. And I say, Luna here, Luna here. And she does come and I get her. And Tracy's just coming out of the driveway with a truck. We get everybody back together. Nobody's hurt. And, Tracy's upset. She says, that was my fault. I shouldn't have told you guys that I shouldn't have let you run back. I shouldn't have let you do this. Oh my God. And your dog Luna got loose and the puppy, and you fell over and you got a little cut on your hand and falling over. And I said, that was the best adventure ever. Nobody really got hurt. I haven't run that fast in such a long time. And I had Luna, and she didn't trip me up at all. Nothing happened on the way back. She got loose. We were able to catch her, puppy was fine. Everything was fine. It was a great adventure, and it was just all about, for me, it was all about the good stuff. Nobody got hurt. There wasn't even any damage to our house. And Luna was fine. The puppy was fine. We were fine. Mm-hmm. I felt great to run that fast.
Yeah.
With my dog, and so it was wonderful, and but it was like, but you have to look at it that way, right? Because nothing bad happened. So it was an adventure. I mean, it's a great way to start a Sunday.
Yeah. You're ready to go. And I just think about your knee and how you're like in the moment that there's no, if you would have tried to do that, run that fast, you might have had a lot of thoughts that would have gotten in the way. But in that moment, it was like, here we go. And you get to bypass all that and just really enjoy it because you don't have time.
It just felt great. I had no, leftover stuff from it. So it was, like that. It's exactly right. That's exactly right. And, it was great. It was really fun.
Yay. Oh, that's amazing. And I just love that story. And I know so many listeners are going to just take away from that. Like, oh, how am I looking at this situation? Am I looking at it as an adventure, or am I upset when there's not a reason to be upset? Right.
And it's the same story. It's like Tracy she felt a little bad for making a decision and saying, hey, we need to get back, or, and I said, there's no reason to feel silly about that. And I felt silly about deciding to bring the puppy and our dog to try and meet you. And then thinking that Luna's going to, with pointers, that's the other thing. 99 out of 100 times they'll do something. They'll go from the truck to the house, or the house to the truck, or they'll go from right in the garage and wait for you to take the leash off. It's that 100th time they don't do that. And it's usually at the worst time. And so I should have known. I mean, I can tell myself I should have known that. I should know this. I should have known that. I can tell myself I shouldn't have run back. Why should I have run back? It's like, it's all stuff. Don't worry if the puppy ruins something. We're just no. But it was all fun. It was all great. And so there's no reason to be, pointing your finger at yourself saying, no, you shouldn't have done that. That was definitely, it was all fun.
I love it. Right. It's all fun.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I love that. I know our listeners are going to love that. Anything else you want to add or on your heart to share today as we wrap up?
No, just that if you're open, if you're open to everything, and with a good positive attitude, so much just comes to you, and everything can be so good.
Yes. That is the perfect way to end. Thank you for sharing this moment and your new puppy with all of us, and giving us that dose of fun and laughter. And also, I know, helping others that have grieved their pet or still grieving them out. So thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you all for listening. Make sure to come back next time and check out what's awesome in Mia's life.
Thank you for joining us on the Law of Attraction Manifesting Success Stories show. To learn how to identify your current money story, go to identifyyourmoneystory.com.